What's up, everybody? We are live. We are definitely live. I just had my coffee right after I had my breakfast. Let me see if lighting is proper here. Is the lighting good? I think the lighting is good. I'm not sure. Anyways, sorry. All right. So we are here. We are live. So I wanted to hop on here for a bit, talk about some stuff as usual, per usual. So I wanted to kind of inform everybody what inspired, first, like what got me onto this journey of getting into music 10 years ago, more so 20 years ago. So I really loved the R&B genre. I'm talking like Drew Hill, Cisco, 112, B2K, Keith Sweat, all this stuff that was coming out at the time. And I would see it on music channels in Lebanon. We were only, the music channel and stuff like that. Even some Arabic pop music. So I always saw myself as getting into the entertainment industry and the music industry. So there was a lot of stuff that came out at the time that I saw myself saying, you know what, I'm gonna do that one day. And I know it's kind of cliche or whatever, but that's what I wanted to do. I was also a fan of martial arts movies, so I also said to myself, I want to be a part of that. Now, maybe not on a high level, but if to some capacity, if I can just do that, that would be pretty awesome, for sure. Um, so we're talking like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, Jet Li, you know, um, Sammo Hung, just old school martial arts from the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, uh, you name it, like all that stuff. There's a few movies, there's two movies actually that really combined like the hip hop R&B genre with the martial arts stuff, and that's Cradle to the Grave and Romeo Must Die. Those two movies were like the ones that had Jet Li in them. Rush Hour that had Jackie Chan and all this stuff, like all this vibe, like this whole Asian mixed with Afrocentric culture that was happening. It wasn't looked as a cultural appropriation at the time. It was more like a convergence of all of that. It was East meets West, you know. East, what was that saying in that movie, Shanghai Noon, you know, where the West is where the sun rises and in the East where the sun sets, or the other way, whatever. Anyways, I kind of butchered that, but all of that. And the reason why I'm kind of mentioning this is because this next project that I'm working on is going to tap into that vibe. It's going to converge that past into the present. And, it's going to inspire it for sure. So that's what I wanted to kind of get on here and talk about. There's also like that cowboy vibe going on. Like I said, Shanghai Noon, Rush Hour, you name it. If we want to talk like old Western movies, like The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and all that stuff, movies, music, all that stuff is part of the inspiration, which is why I wanted to get on here and talk about this certain topic. So, also, I'm like a fan of movies too, which I'll talk about in another vlog, but I can kind of highlight that a little bit. So, which I did kind of a few minutes ago. Now, pardon if I'm a little all over the place. I just had my coffee, original roast, Maxwell. You know how that is. It makes me all over the place anyway. So, very excited for this project. I'm in a very positive mindset. I'm in a very good mood. So I've been contemplating about the title of this project. But like I said, there's like this black and gold color that's been popping in my head when I think about this project, because I remember I used to like wear black and hints of yellow or gold. So I had like a Canucks shirt and a LA Kings shirt. and I had jean shorts, and this was back in 2001, 2002, and obviously like blue, dark blue. So all these colors keep popping in my head, and every time I would don those shirts, I would think about the color scheming of them, because it had like a red, gold for the Canucks logo, and then the LA Kings was gray, black, stuff like that. So that kind of reminds me of that. So inspiration wise, it was more so wardrobe, the type of music I would listen to, like Arabic pop music, R&B stuff. So the Arabic pop music, that would be like Hani Shaker, Wael Kfoure, stuff like that, where it's like everybody also, I remember, would do like this hairstyle of like the Caesar hairstyle. I'm talking early 2000s vibe. So things like that is being put into the reservoir of inspiration. Um, so how I want to approach this is tapping back into that era. Like we're talking Fubu, Fila, FIBA, where, um, Champion at the time, it was a thing, but not really. It was pretty cheap or whatever. You name it. Like I'm talking new metal vibes. I'm talking, but it's not gonna be a new metal record. But I'm just saying, like we're talking like, you know, mustacheless goatees. We're talking like all that stuff, all that good stuff, which is making a comeback because it's been 20 years. So every 20 years, the fashion and the style and the vibe and the aesthetic comes back, where everybody's on TikTok, like trying to represent it to the public, especially with Gen Z. And speaking of which, that's where the convergence comes in from the new with the old. And this is why I take pride in that. Um, that's all I got to say. So I noticed also, like some people in the scene in Ottawa, you know, I kind of want to address this in general. So there's like a clique system here too, which High School Legend talks about. So so basically, if we're looking at a certain scene, especially let's say the film scene, everybody works with each other and nobody wants to collaborate and join forces. I've been doing a lot of auditioning, rehearsals, and stuff. Everybody just wants extras, but I'm at a point in my life where I don't do extras anymore. I only do speaking roles because that's what I want to focus on. That's what I want to learn. And that's what I know. That's what I want to apply because I know I'm great at it anyway. So, and that's reality. Like I know I'm great at it. I'm a great actor. I'm a great entertainer. I'm a great musician. I'm a great everything. That's why I'm the MCO. I am the master of ceremony, Omar Sagir. And this is not just a gimmick. This is a brand. This is something I remind myself. I remind everybody. And that's what I wanted to bring to the table. So for this live, I wanted to kind of reassure and remind everybody that I'm here. I'm going to keep doing these live streams just to remind myself and do like top of the morning stuff. And yeah, like I said, music wise, R&B, early 2000s, late 90s. So there's a lot of stuff like from those musicians like Drew Hill and Cisco that I've listened to over the years. Now, lyrically, they're not like profound or anything, but from a sonically, I would say that they're amazing. They're the best at what they do. And, call me a fanboy, whatever, but I think, the whole idea of the dragon, the logo, and all that captivated me as a kid, and it still captivates me. And I know they changed some members over the years, and, there's a lot of backstage stuff that happened, but like, what do I know? I've been following them for years and kind of figuring out how to integrate that vibe into my music, not necessarily ripping them off. Which brings me to the modern stuff, which is the Kendrick Lamar record that was put out last year. And that's something I feel like, damn, like, not to make a reference to his old record, but, that record he put out last year is phenomenal. It's very poetic. It reminded me of when I used to do slam poetry and when I used to write, which I still write anyways. But again, that's another vibe that I'm pouring into this project, is the poetic aspect, the writing aspect. Last year was more experimentation. This one is more straightforward. This is more personal and more intimate. There's a lot of stuff that kind of drove me to do this, because this year I just wanted to promote everything from last year. But this year, I've been scourging or picking up the scraps and, scrunging up all these like remnants of last year's projects, and stuff happened, like failed friendships, uh, failed relationships, um, family ties, broken family ties, just lots of weird stuff that's been happening this year. I'm not going to say negative, but just a lot of shifts and changes and stuff I have to kind of reconcile and redeem. And when it comes to my self respect to preserve, and a lot of fallouts, a lot of like changes, weird changes, and certain people not messaging me certain things, not informing me about certain events, and, just being very unprofessional, that's for sure. And I can say this truthfully, just sticking with their own little crowd of people. Some people bragging of like being a part of short films, and like just people that are not like good as they say they are. And I am going to discredit people, because I honestly keep an eye. I have a very critical eye, and I can say this. I say this to myself and to others. The bar here needs to be at an all-time high, and people are right here when rare people like myself are hitting their stride. Call me delusional, whatever, but that's the reality. Um, but like I was saying, back to the topic, about how these shifts and changes are happening. Like, people are exposing themselves. People are showing their true colors, and don't believe the hype. Like I said, there's a lot of people that will come out as self-righteous. They will come out as if they're leaders of community or leaders of this and that, and they're so pious, and they know religion, like from a spiritual standpoint and a philosophical standpoint, like they know more than me. When I spent 9 years learning Arabic and the intricacies of it, and I learned from the best teachers from Lebanon, the best teachers, that, yeah, they were a little harsh, but they knew what the hell they were talking about. We had reservoirs of information and historical geography, everything, just you name it. And then you have like these wannabes coming up and thinking that they're all that. And I will say that, like, your fire doesn't amount to jack anything, crap. Like, it doesn't mean anything. When I'm the walking billboard and reservoir of information and knowledge and education, when you have people who don't know anything, they're not book smart, they're not street smart, they're not smart at all, because they don't know how to position a talent like myself in a certain way. Some people succeeded. Some people, collaborated with me, and, like, just was able to work with me. And I proved them right. I proved them that I'm the greatest. And a lot of close people, like, I'm telling you, like, when I say friendships and family ties and stuff like that, who don't believe in me, I'll give you an example of a friend that kind of I had to cut ties with. A few. So one of them was very negative on Facebook. I had to cut ties with them. One of them was very like perverse and creepy, and just very not self-aware. I had to cut ties with them. And a friend I knew who was friends with that person knew of that type of behavior and was still friends with that person and other people. And, they're just losers. They're people who never really lived up to their potential. And they keep at the fact that of the matter of working certain careers, and they never really pulled themselves out of that rut, because the first time they got hired, they were so happy about it. And then they started to complain and cry about their jobs and stuff like that, when they didn't even leave any time or space to follow their dreams, because they're failures, and they'll always be failures. And that's the reality of it. And that's why I had to cut ties with these people, because they kind of screw over their own potential. And if you waste my time, I had a person who was part of the film scene, who would be like, yeah, I'm gonna get you, in a role, in several roles actually, for the short film. And they were dealing with stuff, and I gave them months of grace, and I said, don't waste my time. Like, I just cut them off straight up. I am gonna say this. Like, if you want to know my true colors at this point, if you're not benefiting my brand, if you're not getting my projects into the works, if you're not helping me out, then I'm gonna have to cut you off, because you're wasting my time. I'm 35 years old. In a few months I'm gonna turn 36. I'm a 2-time published author. I'm on to bigger and better things. It's like this is the year of not wasting time, because I had to sit on the shelf for 6 months injured. I had a knee injury, and I had to like fill up the cup and be inspired, and again, no regrets or anything, but my resolution from the beginning of this year is not to waste time. If you're not going to talk about my books, if you're not going to talk about my music, if you're not going to talk about anything that I do or I'm involved in, then I don't want anything to do with you. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're a friend, a family, a foe, anything, because the priority is me. I'm the priority. And anybody who works with me needs to understand that everything that I do has to revolve around me, And I'm saying this straight up. Some people won't admit it, but I will admit it. Like, you have to benefit me. You have to kind of take a guy like this immigrant who struggled over the years, who was moving through the system, weaved and bobbed and got what they wanted and everything. And trust me, I'm good. Like, I'm not complaining, but my vision, you have to understand that there's a bigger picture in what I do. So people might look at it from a narrow scope, like, oh, this guy's just doing music. He wants to be a rapper or singer or whatever. But it's more than that. So the MCO represents the marketing communication opportunities. Like, it's also something that can help you build yourself. And I try to get people to go out to these networking events, and I try to like introduce people, like spark the fire of acting and getting into film and like whatever they're doing or writing, and they would just kind of shy away from that. And I would tell them, I would offer them, and I would go to these things. I'm not saying that I should go to I'm not going to every single one of these festivals or whatever, but I'm just kind of picking and choosing. Okay, like this is it. Like, we're just vibing, And some people would be afraid and cowards, and I told people to update their look from a public image standpoint. These people didn't look presentable. They always wore a cap. They never cut their hairs. They would always look sloppy. They never wore anything professional. And that's one example. And I gave people advice of how to improve their looks, how to get into the gym, how to improve themselves. Like, I would be helping these people, but they would never help me back. They never gave me anything that of value. They never helped me with my projects as much. They did a little bit. They never contributed in what I did artistically. And people like that, they don't matter. Like, if you're not benefiting my vision, you don't matter. I don't care if you're a family, friend, or anything like that. For me, I'm the priority. I've always been the priority. I'm number one. That's the only person that I care about is me. And I want people to know this. I want this to get out. I want to let people know my intentions, because there's a lot of people who put themselves before everybody, but they hide it. So what's worse? You want to deal with someone who is selfish and they hide it, and they pretend like they care about the community, when in reality they only care about their own agenda. And I know a few people like that, and I didn't even have to meet them. I've seen them online, how they operate. But for me, I will tell you straight up, if you don't benefit me, if you're not going to help me out, stop wasting my time. Don't waste my time. Do not waste my time. I know people watch these streams. I know people watch my videos. I know people watch my demo reels and everything. I know people watch my posts, because these are people that do that. They're enamored and intrigued by what I have to say. And if they're not, they're still going to catch wind of it. I'm a handsome looking dude. I know I'm great. I know I'm handsome. I know I'm I am very intelligent, and I'm not saying this, like, this is a fact. This is a fact. And I've come a long way to learn that, to love myself. And it's all about self-love. It's all about being inspired by the music you listen to. It's all about being inspired by the musical tastes that you have. So this is why I'm trying to explain myself here. The reality is this. Excuse me. I let people know that, I'm just shooting the ish, right here. People need to understand that what I present is greatness. I am greatness. I am greatness on this earth. Like God has given me this talent, this ability to believe in myself now, because it took me 10 years to kind of pull this out of myself and to really put the pieces together and connect the dots. Of course, I was very timid at first because I wasn't too sure where this was going to go. But then over time, when I wrote my first novel, when I wrote my second novel, when I tried to get the short film on board, when everything's just fell into place. It already fell into place. I'm 35 years old. I already made it. I have nothing to prove. And I do it for fun now. I've already reached that upper echelon that people in their 40s and 50s are not reaching. They're not reaching. I don't care if they did a few short films. They're not that great. You're not that great. Okay. And it's, I came in the game late too, to be fair, but I know that I'm greatness personified. I know for a fact that right now, at this point in my life, and I don't care if people like it or not, I've always been like that. And I'm going to tell you to your face. I'm not going to lie to you. This is truly what I believe in now. And it's an ego thing, but like The Rock said, you got to be selfish, isn't it? You got to be selfish in the industry. I know a few people that are selfish, but I can see through their mask, that they don't care about the community. They don't care about the scene. They only care about themselves. A lot of people I worked with personally were selfish people. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. You got to look out for your own. You got to look out for your brand. But some people, they think it's the be all end all. And for me, it's yes, I care about community, but I also have to care about myself. I have to care about my mental wellness or my spiritual wellness or all this stuff. My advice for you to take out of this is love your musical tastes, be inspired by it, and be proud of who you are. Love yourself, give yourself that much credit above and beyond, because at the end of the day, life's too short to not brag and show off and whatever. And I'm going to brag and I'm going to show off and I'm going to prove to everybody why I am who I am and why everything that I've done is greatness personified. I don't care what anybody says. And the people that say be humble, the people that tell you to be humble, let me tell you something about people like that. And I'm rambling right now. It's too much tea. I'm spilling too much tea and it's a lot of talk. And I know I shouldn't be talking a lot or whatever. People will look at this, be like, why are you talking a lot? But those are the same people that will tell you to be humble. The same people that try to silence you. The same people that say be humble are the same people that behind your back are going to brag and they're going to show off on Twitter. They're going to talk a lot of crap about you. They're going to say that they're best. They're the best. They're amazing. They're awesome. And I've seen it with my own two eyes. The same people that told me to be humble and to silence myself and to be quiet and go with the flow are the same people that are out here bragging about their brand and who they are and with their, their pieces of art, their visual arts or whatever. Those are the same people that pretend to be humble. They put out a certain piece and they laugh about it like, ha ha ha, I don't want to be famous. But in reality, that's what they want. They did that to get a one-up on me, just to stick it to me. I know everything. I see everything. I know everything. I know everyone's intention. It's not old. This stuff doesn't fool me anymore. And that's what I'm trying to get at here is that's the key. That's the key of knowing someone's intention. Overall, I have no hate in my heart. They say forgive all your enemies. I don't have any enemies. I never had any enemies. What are you talking about? There's no haters. There's no enemies. There's people that are envious and jealous of my success, and the people that are like that. And I've spoken about it through my music, through my acting, whatever. A lot of people, the people that say be humble, the people that say that to you want to hold you down. They only give you a pat on the back. They they kind of say, hey, good job, but in reality, behind your back, they talk a lot of crap in group chats and stuff like that, saying I'm a jovial, jolly person that have a good heart. I don't have a good heart. I will say that, as you can see, like I said, I'm selfish. I will put myself before you right now. It's been like that for a while now, you know, like I said, and that's the drive, that's the motivation. So, but just so I'm a little wired up from the coffee, mind you. Um, like I said, the people that want to pretend that they're humble and they don't want to brag are the same people that will say get good, and that will refuse your advice. And when you give them advice, they throw it back in your face that they don't want to. They're the same people that don't want to give you your flowers. They're the same people that will talk a lot of crap about you. They're the same people that will do anything in their power to one up you and to use you as a stepping stone. And trust me, I know these people that try to use me as a stepping stone. They try to get on my wave. They dress like me now. They look like me now. And they try everything that they can to claim it as original, when in reality it's not original. You just ripped off my whole style. Copycats and posers. I don't want to talk about it too much, because that right there, you know, it's more like I see and I know this stuff, but I don't want to talk about it because I don't need to talk about it. But I'm dumping it right here in this live because it's entertaining, right? And it's all entertainment. So again, you can't emulate greatness. And a lot of people do that when they have nothing to prove. They have nothing to prove, and they will never have anything to prove. And people might say, "Oh, I'm trying too hard." Not really. Did I put out anything new this year? I'm out here putting out stuff here and there, but I don't even have to. I can retire tomorrow and I'm great. I already made an impression. People still bring up my name, whether it be good or not, in Ottawa. I'm talking my ish, I'm talking smack because I have the right to do that. I've already proved that time and time again. And I know a few years ago, like even before this whole stuff, like the people that say humble yourself, let me let you know a little secret about that. Here's my advice for the youth. For the youth, the people that tell you to humble yourself are the same people that don't humble themselves. The people that tell you to be quiet and be humble, and talk about the community are the same people that will look out after their brand without telling anybody. And they'll pretend. They'll be fake and phony. Like I said, don't believe the hype. Don't believe in these self-righteous people that argue on Twitter and then want to send me their tweets, and just so I can like their tweets and fight their fights on their behalf. I'm done with that. Fight your own battles. People are under my wing. They don't want to admit it. They don't want to give me my flowers. They don't want to give me credit on anything. They don't want to purchase my books. They don't want to follow my YouTube or whatever. They don't want to support my music or share my music or whatever. They want to no sell it when they know it's great and it's awesome and it's greater than everything they've ever done, because everything they've done has been garbage. It's been garbage. It's been absolute garbage. Trash writing, trash everything. And I will never help them. I will never give them advice of how to improve it, because they never gave me my flowers. They never took my advice before when it came to relationships and stuff, long distance relationships or whatever. No, I'm not going to do that. Or how to eat and how to keep in shape or diet or whatever. They always said that, I was blaming them or whatever. It's okay. I'm not telling you to do what to do. I'm just giving you advice and a suggestion. You can take it or leave it. You want to be a loser? You want to keep failing at life, and then you want to expect different results? How are you going to expect different results if you're doing the same stuff? You're not going to expect different results. You're still going to get the same stuff over and over and over again. Crazy, huh? I love it. It's amazing. It's a freaking joke. It's a circus out there. I'm telling you, a bunch of clowns running around, goofing off and thinking this is a joke. You know, life is real. Life is real. Trust me. Appreciate every day that you have. You know, enjoy your musical taste. Be proud of them. Enjoy your film taste. Enjoy your inspiration. That's your inspiration right there, which goes back to the main topic, is that inspiration for me has been my memories, the bank of memories that I have, the great times I had with my friends, everything. And then when people attack that, people want to make fun of it and make a crack at it and joke about it and be clowns about it and be jokers about it. That's where I draw the line, saying, you know what? You don't think outside the box. You're not original. I made the box. I created that box that you talk about. So stop. Stop. And I won't be humble. I will never be humble anymore. I'm humble. What humble? What humility we're talking about here? I said it once and I'll say it again. Screw that. The people that tell me that are the same people that will laugh at my stuff, at my books, and won't buy my books, but will buy other people's books. They would rather spend hundreds of dollars of supporting a complete stranger than support me, because they know I'm great. They know I'm amazing. They know I'm better than these celebrities that they support, these paranormal relationships. I'm better than these actors. I'm better than these singers. I'm better than these writers because I'm the greatest writer ever, period. And they want to prove, they don't want to admit that. I don't have to say all of this. The funny thing is I don't have to say all this. I'm saying this for myself than to others. I don't give a damn who watches this stream. Who cares? I'm good. I'm in a good position in my life. And I don't regret a damn thing I say. And this is my legacy right here. I will be on my high horse. I will be on my high horse. I take so much pride in those motivational posters that have lions and wolves, and how they put those cheesy motivational stuff. Good. I am so proud of those, and I will that right there is exactly what it is. Don't listen to these idiots that tell you otherwise. They think they're too smart for that, And I try to help people to get their self-help books off too. That's how much I'm involved a little bit with this personal growth stuff. It's not about just going to the gym. It's about really just, venting and getting your stuff through. And this right here, these streams that I do on a meta level, let me tell you something. I do these streams to kind of dispel this energy that I have every single day, almost every day. If I'm not writing, I'm streaming. If I'm not streaming, I'm working. Or if I'm not working at the gym or whatever, I'm working out. If I'm not doing that, I'm juggling 5 different things in a day, but I'm not multitasking. I never said I multitask. Again, music and inspiration. What's your music? What's your favorite type of music? What's your favorite what inspires you to listen to that type of music? It's the soundtrack of your life. So overall, it goes back to the whole Cisco, Drew Hill, the Dragon, R&B, pop, singing, which for me, I'm very passionate about. I love music. There's a lot of people that criticize singing. They say singing are for I don't want to say it here because, but anybody who says that is a loser. Let me say something for people who hate singing and who hate music in general, who hate singing. Okay, I'm learning how to sing. I'm an amateur singer. I've done karaoke. I'm not good at it. Okay, fine. I'm working on it. The people who criticize singing, not just my singing, but singing in general, those are people who don't want to empathize, who don't have any empathy, who don't have any emotions, who don't have any passions, who don't feel, who think they're too cool for school. And let me tell you something about people who are like that. These robots, these NPCs, there's these people who don't have a feeling in their heart. And they want to pretend that they don't, because they got screwed over by best friends or whatever. And they got through all this stuff, they got beaten up and bullied and screwed over by best friends and whatever. I have emotion. I have passion. That's something I will never apologize for. I will never apologize for being jovial and jolly and happy, because right now my life has been blessed more than you can imagine. I'm living my best life out here. And I said this time and time again to certain people. When I checked them, I'm living my best life right now. I'm living my best life out here right now, and people want to drag me down into their negativity and group chats and stuff. People want to put me in that level of just being negative and being angry and miserable and not being happy, and they don't know that when they unleash the dragon, it's game over. It's game over. This is what I do. I do it through music. I do it through my poetry. I do it through my writing. I do it through my acting. I do it through my martial arts. It's a self-expression. It's a way of self-expression. And people have mocked that. They laughed at it. They disrespected it when they were doing the exact, almost the same thing. So for people like that, let me explain something for people like that who had people screw over their potential. And I know certain people that had their friend circles screw their potential of being great. Even before all of this, you can say back in the 90s, back in the 2000s or whatever, they have none of that now. They're shells of their former selves. They're not who they are. They're not who they claim to be. And they want to laugh at someone like me who put in the work, who proved themselves time and time again, because I am great. I am the dragon. I spit my flame out. When these people are there, they're not even the flame. They're not even a shred of the fire I spit. I'm him. I'm him. Admit my greatness and acknowledge it. And that's the funny thing. There's a philosophy and there's a way of thinking now where if you go on stream, if you go live in public and you do a very passionate speech or something like that, let's say politicians, let's say people who are in the music scene or whatever, or actors like with the strike and all that, they get on, they say, I'm proud of my job. I'm proud of what I do. I'm proud of my writing. I'm proud of my acting. I'm proud of my music. I'm proud of this. There are people out there that do the same exact thing or something similar to it, and they will laugh and poke fun at you. And they're the same people that go and buy books from other people. They're the same people that will watch movies and shows and waste their time and waste their energy on people they don't even know, when they don't want to support their own. They don't want to support people that are giving them advice and lifting them up. So that's all I got to say. I'll say this time and time again. I don't have any haters. Forgive all my enemies. That's how it's done with fame. Forgive all my enemies. I don't even have enemies to even forgive anybody. Nobody can touch it. I don't have any enemies. I don't have any enemies. I have supporters. I have a great support system. I've built this legacy for myself, this body of work, this kingdom. When somebody when I try to invite people to my kingdom, they want to refuse my kingdom. They want to refuse the fact that, I'm bringing them in to my circle and everything that I've built brick by brick, and they want to say something like, well, I'm good or get good or something like that. When in reality, what have you done? This is the basis. This is the عمود الفقري. In Arabic, it's called the spine. This is the nervous system, whatever you want to call it. It's the spirit. It's the backbone of what I'm trying to do with this project. This project, it will have a Western theme. It will have a cowboy theme, because I'm out here wilding out. I'm out here, being a wild boy, being a cowboy that I've always been. When people are just stuck in their own rooms, in their own corners, not doing anything, I'm out here. I will always be out here. I will always be talkative. I'm very articulate. I'm very verbose. I'm very intelligent. And I've proven it time and time again with these slam poetry competitions, with this music, with this acting. How many times I have to keep reminding people, and I'm going to keep reminding people who I am. My body of work does that. I love the fact that I got on the stream. I'm very blessed. I thank God that I did it. I thank God every day, to be able to express myself. And I know people might look at it as a negative way because I'm speaking the truth. I am in a very good position in my life. This is the best I've ever felt. I'm firing on all cylinders. And I'm not saying this because I'm trying to hide my insecurities or whatever. I'm saying this because this is important. Watch my other streams, watch the build up, pay attention to these little puzzle pieces I'm trying to put together. Listen to the words that I have to say, the words that are coming out of my mouth, as Chris Tucker said in that Rush Hour flick, classic. Like, understand this. Maybe this wasn't meant to be back in 2002 or whatever. That's what I thought. It wasn't meant to be, but now it is. It's happening. I've manifested it. God has manifested it for me. And people out here are just trying to bog down and talk crap about it, laugh at everything that I do in group chats and stuff, and talk behind my back, when in reality they can't even handle a shred of my greatness ever. And I stand by that, and I'll never back down on that, just like I checked certain people about that. And I apologize publicly for certain things I've done time and time again. And I don't regret that, because it's part of the growth process. It's part of the growth process. I've worked with people. Those people reconciled and redeemed, we've had our redemption arc together. I wronged a lot of people, and then I reconnected with them, and we're good. We're like this, We're like this, Two peas in a pod. Sorry, I'm checking my phone all the time because I got to make sure I got my errands on point. You see, that's the thing. I have a life, I do have a life. People don't think I work, and they think I'm unemployed and I'm dumb and I'm stupid and I'm not, taking advantage of my potential. Ever since I came here, I started to take advantage of my potential. Sorry, excuse me. I begged to come here, came here, been there, done that, conquered, achieved everything that I have. I don't have to keep reminding myself how great I am, that I'm a king of the jungle. I'm the king of my own kingdom, And I'll keep saying it. And I don't have any regrets saying that, because the people that say be humble, listen, we were humble. Being humble is a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's a great thing. It's a spiritual thing to be humble. But being humble too much will screw you over. Be humble within reason. There's a thing called sai, going after something, being confident with yourself. Being strong, that's what it is. Strength. Strength is not this, though. Strength is not this. This is the strength. This is the strength. This is the strength. What I say, this is the strength. This is the strength. And that's why I move accordingly. I'm never violent. I'm never aggressive. I never attack people. And the only thing I say is this. It's a recommendation. It's an advice. A word of advice is always beautiful. And then when you have people that want to reject my advice, they want to reject my words of wisdom, even if they're in their late 20s or whatever. I will never help these people. Ever. And ever since then, I started to help myself. I started to build for myself and prove myself time and time, and how great I am, and flex on these people, just flex, And I have every right to do that. Trust me. I know I'm a practicing martial artist. I know I'm supposed to be humble. Humility is a beautiful thing. I always check my ego out the door whenever I go to the gym, or whenever I want to recite a poem or do a song, or I connect with people in the most professional way possible. But if I want to talk my ish, I do it right here. I talk my stuff here. And, and a lot of people don't like that. Some people don't like that. Some people feel a type of way. Okay, it's not my problem you're a loser. It's not my problem that you don't have any self-confidence to go out and put yourself out there. You want to laugh at the stuff that you do. Oh my God, I did this. I did a thing. Fucking clown, or friggin' clown, and that's the funny thing about all this is you criticize everything that I do. You think I'm jolly. You think I take L's. You think I'm happy and just, I'm a happy-go-lucky guy. I'm such a nice guy. But in reality, if I really wanted to turn it up, I would. But I don't. I don't need to. Okay? Because I know that these people are trying to get under my skin. They want me to react. They want me to be angry. They want me to be aggressive. They want me to mess up so bad. And you're not going to let me mess up. Just because you don't have a demo reel, just because you don't have an IMDb, you want to call yourself an actor, an entertainer, a mogul, or whatever, and you don't have any content to back that up, nah, I don't play that. And there are some people who are artists, they want to draw all these conclusions. They want to draw all these conclusions and want to be sketchy about it, by laughing and giggling under muttered breaths. Exactly. And I don't have to say more because I when I want to turn it up and talk like now, I'm so proud of it because it's like I love the sound of my voice. I love to hear myself talk. I love to watch myself. I love to really, really, really engage and embrace my music videos, my cinepoems, my music. That's my inspiration. I love all this stuff, Again, my inspiration, early 2000s, late 90s music. I'm talking R&B genre, pop music, Arabic pop. We're talking Hani Sheikh and Wael Kfouri. We're talking about, all these other Lebanese singers like Elisa. And you got all these legends, and, some people want to laugh at it and they want to think singing is dumb or whatever. But I'm here. Like, this is me. This is who I am. You're making fun of my kingdom. You're making fun of my legacy. You're making fun of my ability to create and be great. So when you come at me like that, I feel a type of way about it. And I'm going to do something for this musical project. And this is the fire and this is the inspiration, the music I was talking about into this next record. That's important. Notice every vlog I do, it's building up. There's a marketing strategy here at play. There's a communication specialist at work here. So please understand this. These streams are not for the air. It's not, just for the live for the sake of being live. And I've been rambling for like 45 minutes. I know people might think, oh, you're just talking to yourself. Yeah, I am talking to myself. This is a way of talking to myself. This is a reminder for me, not just for everybody. I speak to, you want to talk about humility. This is it. Like, this is as far as it goes, man. Like I said, love yourself, love your music, be inspired. That's the wisdom of today. That's the moral of the story today, is always, always, always believe in yourself. Be selfish. Don't let these people that say be humble and they want to act like they're pious and they're religious and they're spiritual and all this stuff, come on, believe in yourself for once. Don't let these people try to knock you down just because you're happy and you're jovial. Some people think I'm a little chunky in the midsection. Here, I'll show you. Like, oh, I'm fat. I'm jolly. I'm Santa Claus. I'm not Santa Claus. I'm real. I'm not fiction. Like, they think I'm like, ha ha ha, I'm so happy. I have a good heart. Oh my God. Like, I'm so happy. I have a beautiful smile. I'm amazing. Yeah, I do smile. And I'm not smiling out of pain. I'm smiling out of happiness because I truly believe in what I believe in. When you have people that pretend that believe what they want to believe in, they want to act like they're higher on their high horse. Well, yeah, I'm ego too. I got an ego too. Don't get in my face like that. Don't ever, 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 ever punch up on the dragon. Ever. I might be 5'7", and you might be maybe 5'11" or 6 feet taller. I don't give a damn who you are. But in my mind, I'm 7'5". I'm like, I don't know, don't get at me like that. Sorry, I want to check on my mustache there. I'm big. So don't ever try to belittle me and emasculate me and think that you're bigger than me and you're better than me when you have nothing to prove. You got nothing to prove. And even if you do, it's nothing compared to my stuff, to my music, to my singing, even my garbage singing, And I'll always defend my music. I will always defend music and be passionate about it because there's two things in life I'm passionate about, is music and martial arts. So don't ever come at that. Take it as a lesson, music and inspiration. Hone your craft, love what you do. Don't listen to these people that are getting in your ear and telling you, oh my God, you're so happy, you're so jovial. Just because I talk to you, just because I strike up a conversation with you and try to entertain you, don't think I'm just a dumb idiot of like the village idiot, not knowing what I'm talking about. When in reality, you already know the greatness when you see it. I'm the chosen one. There's a reason why I'm the chosen one, and I grew up with a great childhood and a great adolescence and a great adulthood. And some people, I don't want to say much. That's all. I'm just going to leave it at there. I know I went a little more than 30 minutes. That's 50 minutes of me just rambling, trying to get my juices up, my creative juices up. Because this right here, all of this is a part of my project, and it will be addressed in my musical project. And I'm telling you that this is the most personal, the most passionate, the most intimate musical project I've ever done thus far, because everything I've done last year was personal, but it was also experimental. So I'm just letting you know I'm working hard with this project, not to impress you. It's not to impress you. It's not to stick it to your face. This is a reminder to myself of how great I am, and how much of a great musician I am and a great artist that I am when other people fail to even be a fraction of what I am. I'm great. I'm amazing. I'm awesome. And that's something you have to deal with. And I'll look you in the eye and say that stuff when you could even look me in the eye the last time. That's all I gotta say. Some people are afraid. They're afraid of greatness. They're afraid of what they could be. And some people, they fail to be me. They fail to be better than me. They fail to even reach a level of where I'm at. And I'm saying this, I'm not saying this out of hate or rage or negativity. I'm saying this because this is the God-given fact. Yeah. So I don't know. Sorry. This is from the On Wax tournament. So yeah, this is the tournament. They're just trying to send me a beat, I guess. They still haven't sent me a beat, by the way, for that. So I'm going to have to talk to the organizer. But anyways, like I said, I'm busy. I'm out here. I'm putting in the work. I'm out here putting in the work, grinding, hustling, the typical cliche stuff, but it is what it is. Don't hate on the great. That's all I got to say. And I'm glad that I got on here to just decompress. I will be doing these almost every day, not every day, but this is a build up to my project. I'm working on now the songs. I chose the beats for them. I wrote them, but there's going to be a lot of rewrites, a lot of reconciliation. There's going to be a lot of build up, a lot of passion, a lot of energy, a lot of everything, and that's all I got to say. But again, what I want you to take from this is believe in yourself, love yourself, put yourself as a priority. Don't let these people that tell you be humble and, who have no credibility whatsoever, the ones that say that they know friends and they know people, and in reality, everybody that they know is a fake phony piece of crap that have no credentials or credibility. What the hell is going on here? I already silence this. What's going on? Anyways, that's all I gotta say. I'm great. I'm amazing. Deal with it. So, yeah. So, like I said, just one reminder. That's all I gotta say. Dragon forever. Live on. Peace. For real. Peace. For the people who don't know peace or inner peace. Peace. I'm good.